In our rapidly evolving world, success is defined by turning challenges into opportunities. With enough foresight and ingenuity, the complex problems of today can become the achievements of tomorrow. I'm Fred Thompson. From business and technology to healthcare and the environment, join me as we take a closer look inside the workings of the modern global economy. Welcome to Inside Business. I'm Fred Thompson, and I'm Inside Business. Perhaps no other industry exerts as great a global economic influence as the oil and gas industry. From energy to transportation to countless consumer goods, petroleum continues to impact every human life. Let's take a closer look at recent developments in this vital industry.
It's a simple case of supply and demand. The U.S. produces just over 5 million barrels of oil per day. Meanwhile, this country consumes well over 20 million barrels per day. The math is not difficult. When the value of a barrel of oil was a fraction of what it is now, there would come a point at each well when oil extraction efforts would be halted due to diminishing returns. But with the price of oil skyrocketing, it can now be profitable to reopen some of these abandoned oil fields to access those last few barrels. The vision of realizing profits from previously abandoned reserves motivates some small oil companies to retrace the steps of the major corporations in order to extract what they have left behind.
Well, the big companies used to produce these old fields, and then they would just walk away when the cost got to a certain level per barrel. Okay? This is an extremely capital intensive business. Okay? It didn't make sense to lose money and produce oil. But at today's prices, it makes sense to rework these old fields and get every barrel out of the ground.
The advance of new techniques such as 3D seismic imaging and horizontal drilling lowers the cost of oil exploration. Chestnut Petroleum acquires and develops oil and gas fields, either re-engineering existing wells or drilling new ones. The company owns and operates each of its fields, and they provide direct investment opportunities for those who wish to co-own their own oil well.
The major oil companies tend to focus their resources going after very large conventional fields, like in South America, the Middle East. We are a smaller player, and we use new technology combined with sound engineering to get more oil out of the older fields like where we are today.
The company possesses its own expert in-house engineering, geology, and project management resources and holds a direct stake in the success of every project. At each drilling location, the local workforce is hired, which can mitigate the impact of a large petroleum company abandoning its project and with it, the surrounding community.
Our company, Chestnut Petroleum, has grown substantially since 1994, and we plan on growing at a rate of 80% per year. Oil and gas prices are high, and they're here to stay. The reason being is production in the United States peaked in the 1970s, and the major fields in Saudi Arabia are 50 years old. So oil and gas production and prices are here to stay, and this is a great time to be in this business.
While developing projects in Louisiana, Texas, and California, the company is exploiting the current financial climate, which creates great potential for the business model of reviving old, neglected oil fields. According to the company, current tax laws make direct investment in domestic oil and gas one of the most tax-advantaged investments available to today's investor.
At Chestnut, we work with individuals and companies that are not traditionally part of the oil industry. The tax laws in the U.S. are such that there are tremendous tax advantages to investing in oil and gas. We believe there's no better time to own a piece of a good oil well.
Chestnut Petroleum's work complies with all environmental standards and is working to increase its portfolio of clean-burning natural gas production. An active interest in alternative fuel sources is maintained by the company, as these will undoubtedly play a crucial role in the country's energy future.
This oil field is a prime example of Chestnut's mission. When we bought it in 1994, it produced 10 barrels a day. Today, we're producing over 450 barrels a day. Every barrel we produce here is one less barrel that the United States has to import from a foreign country.
To learn more about this story, visit Chestnut Petroleum at www.chestnutpetro.com.